There was a headline today, I had to double check. Yes, apparently a plan for the government to be able to turn down things like your air conditioner because you're using too much power at a time when the rest of the grid needs it. Matt, tell me some of the details of how this works, because I know for some customers in Queensland this is a deal, but how the hell do you end up signing yourself up to these systems, and are they opt-in, opt-out? How do you end up in this little trap? Because I want to stay as far away from it as possible.
Look, to my knowledge so far they've been opt-in. There's lots of different companies though around Australia, so there can be a variety of different contracts here. But yes, you can with smart meters these days and smart home household appliances. You can, from a central location, control your air conditioning, your pool filters, other equipment. And notionally, why you would sign up to this is that you potentially will get a cheaper electricity rate by signing away your rights to manage your own house on any given day. So at any particular time, if the grid then is overrun with demand or shorter supply, you can have your stuff turned off. The regulators are already doing this at a wholesale level, if you like. So aluminium smelters, some factories are often turned down to keep the lights on. They were last week or a week and a half ago now in Sydney. That happened. They sign up to that at a wholesale level, if you like, large users. But the idea is this could be rolled out in a household level to individual Australians. Now, my view is it seems very strange in a country blessed with so many energy resources that we have. Why do we need to ration our energy?
Correct.
This wasn't something we had to do. Yeah. We just turned the light on. Like your dad would get upset that, you were wasting money with rooms with lights on and that was fair enough, but it didn't break the bank. You weren't putting at risk your parents' mortgage by leaving a light on in your room. And so I just don't understand. To me, it's a clear demonstration of the failings of the government's plan to go to 82% renewables. Well, it just can't deliver the kind of lifestyle that our parents and grandparents took for granted here. And I don't want to deliver a world to my kids that's not as nice to live in. And I think that would be not a nice place to live in, to have the government control your own home.
Bloody oath. Spoken like the true loving father that you are. Sam, equally loving father. Just these schemes, again, if there's a little trade-off of, you might save something slightly somewhere else, but it is just a little bit creepy, isn't it?
No, it is. It is a little bit creepy. I think central to the promise is that it has to be opt-in. The second they start trying to make this in any way mandatory or take the control away from people it's gone. Yeah. I didn't think this was an official government policy, but I might have been off the mark on that. But look, I mean, we've
some of the
talked about
state
this
governments
before.
are pushing it. No, it's not. Right. It's done by the states largely.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before. I mean, central to the promise of decarbonising the grid has to be, and we'll see in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time, if this is right, it has to be cleaner, yes, but also cheaper and reliable. If you can't get that holy trinity, then people aren't going to cop it. And I know what Matt's going to say. He's going to say power prices, blah blah blah. But obviously we are on a journey. Obviously we have to find a way to replace these ageing and decrepit old coal-fired power plants. So how are we going to do that? What's the cheapest and most efficient way to do that? But central to that has to be we've got to be able to keep the lights on.
Yeah, it is fascinating.
Build new coal-fired power stations. That's what the CSIRO report today shows, that new coal is the cheapest. If you look at the detail, new coal is actually the cheapest, which shouldn't be news to anyone.